So what is up everyone, my name is LittleMarMan and today we are going to talk about something that has huge storyline significance. Of course, the Origins cutscene gifted to us at the end of a long DLC season in, of course, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, and this last DLC Zombies map was probably one of the best today. A lot of people favored this over any other map for many different reasons. It could have been the setting of the map, the weapons in that map, or even the Easter egg in that map. A lot of people enjoyed the Easter egg. It was probably one of the longest that we've actually had, a lot of steps involved, and it was sort of a long process compared to some of the other Easter eggs that we have in different maps, but definitely it was one of the most favored maps of all time. But what caused a bit of controversy about this map would be the ending cutscene. In this cutscene, we see both Samantha and her brother Eddie playing with action figurines and, of course, with lots of memorabilia around the room that all relate to every single Zombies map we've played in Call of Duty Zombies, since World at War right up to Black Ops 1 and, of course, all the way to the end of Black Ops 2, as if the whole zombie storyline was a game. The story and game that we've been playing has all been just a simulation. And that's the way theory number 1 went. The whole thing was a game and that was it. Theory number 2 is a bit different and sort of ties in to more of what Black Ops 3 is about with alternate dimensions. The theory goes that a statuary timeline from Nectar and Toten all the way up to Buried is sort of the middle man. It was sort of the main timeline, the things meant to be because of all the work and sort of things that happened with Group 935's research. And either way, our characters were going to be stuck on the moon, and of course our Chandra crew were going to end up being stuck and buried. And then depending on what way you actually completed that Easter egg would be whether or not Maxis or Richtofen would actually end up with the most power at the end of it all. But that timeline never actually came to be, because when you rewind a bit, a few maps before Buried, causing actually the apocalypse on the Earth would be the rockets fired from moon, and on the moon are our 4 original characters. That's where they were last seen, and we obviously caused the rockets to launch. On the moon, when you complete the Easter egg on that map, of course, Richtofen and Samantha switch places, and Samantha sort of disappears. She doesn't exactly go to Richtofen's body like she should, and a lot of people believed that with all this power, when she was released, with all the power she had, with all the ether's energy, managed to teleport herself back in time, but she got herself trapped in Agartha. Then, coming back to the Origins Easter egg, we free Samantha from Agartha, but of course this is an alternate timeline because she caused a ripple in time, because she's not supposed to be back in 1918, so that is sort of causing a ripple and creates an alternate universe. So what our characters actually did was changed, and they were actually teleported out of northern France, because when we complete the Origins cutscene and reunite Maxis with Samantha, we step into a teleporter and bang, we are gone from that timeline and we are teleported. So just so we're all on the same page, I'm going to play the Origins cutscene and see if you can pick anything out that you can take into Black Ops 3. Let's have a look.
As the gates to Agartha opened, the 4 heroes were rewarded with riches beyond imagination. From that day forward, they knew that Samantha would keep them safe. Forever.
You're getting everything wrong. I told you before, their eyes should be blue.
It's my turn, Eddie. I can do whatever I want.
But you don't even know how to play properly. Girls don't know enough about zombies.
Put some choice away, children. Make sure the windows are locked before you come down to the basement.
You'd better do what your dad says. I didn't even get my turn.
Tomorrow, Eddie. You get to make the rules. I promise. Come on, Fluffy.
I wish the heroes in our stories were real, Sam.
I know what you mean. But we will make everything okay. My dad says he has a plan.
So obviously at the end of the Origins cutscene, we free Samantha from Agartha, and when she gets freed from Agartha, she reunites herself onto the Earth's surface, but when she does, she still has the subhuman powers that a person in Agartha would have, and she gives herself something that she never had: the life of a child and a life with her father, because no matter what, Maxis and Samantha always ended up getting split up. But in doing this, she actually created a loop. That was the belief. She created a loop, and at the end, Maxis actually Samantha talks about Maxis's plan, and she says, "My dad has a plan," and a lot of people believed this plan was to recreate Group 935, and the whole timeline starts over again, because in creating Group 935, he of course sort of progresses on. They both get teleported. Samantha gets trapped in the moon, then she switches bodies with Richtofen again, and of course goes back in time, and then the Origins sort of map starts again, and the whole loop starts again. The cutscene is replayed, recreated Group 935, and it keeps looping and looping and looping. And that was the most popular theory when it came to the ending of Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Zombies, and the explanation of this Origins cutscene and what it all meant for Black Ops 3. And in Black Ops 3, we'd actually have to break this loop. And if you notice, this theory and theory number 1, where it could all be a game, are very much still possible. Treyarch have done their best to leave everything open. Origins still happened on the timeline we're on. I will be coming with another video probably tomorrow or the next day, summarizing all the events on our new Black Ops 3 timeline, but Treyarch have left it pretty much open from this cutscene. It could very well mean anything coming into Black Ops 3. There's a lot of possibilities, and they are doing their best to keep everything open all the way up until our very first DLC in Black Ops 3, where they said in the trailer, Jason Blundell actually says in the trailer, he wants to bring some things to a conclusion, but leave a few things puzzling out. And the way Der Eisendrak is actually set, and our 4 characters are back there, and what I believe to actually be Maxis on that map as well, which I'll come to with another video as well, but I believe Maxis is on that map, and we are going to get some answers. But coming back to this cutscene, it has endless possibilities. It has endless possibilities. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. There's so many different ways they can go. You can even come up with your own theory, and as long as it has evidence behind it, it could even be right. But let's look at what we have. We have a cutscene where Samantha has a brother, Eddie. This isn't what we know, so it must be an alternate dimension. So it's an alternate dimension. This cutscene is set in an alternate dimension. We have many alternate dimensions when it comes to Black Ops 3, so this is one of them, and Maxis appears to be talking through an intercom or radio. Like, Samantha and Eddie never keep eye contact with one part of whatever is actually producing sound, whether it's coming off an intercom or radio or sort of speaker, or whether it's actually Maxis in a physical form at the door of the bedroom of Samantha. And of course, at the end of this cutscene, Samantha says, "We will make everything okay. My dad says he has a plan." Now, if you guys know from Black Ops 3 Zombies, Maxis and Richtofen are now working together, from what it seems, to end all of these alternate dimensions and actually work out a better life for themselves in a single timeline. Whether or not this is the timeline that we are showing in the Origins cutscene is a total mystery and totally up to Treyarch. But no matter what, Maxis in radios from the Giant, he is always saying the children must be kept safe. They are important. Obviously, this timeline must be important. The timeline we are shown in this Origins cutscene, this universe, is important, where Samantha lives, and from what we can gather, Maxis lives in some way or form as well, and Richtofen also lives in the form of Eddie. Now, I know a lot of people disagree with the fact that Richtofen and Eddie are in any way sort of connected, but it is definitely a possibility and is becoming more and more of a reality as we progress with the Black Ops 3 Zombies story. So coming back to the main point of this video, we are shown a alternate timeline, an alternate dimension, an alternate universe for one single reason. From what I believe, this is what Maxis and Richtofen are trying to work towards. The children must be kept safe. The children are important. This timeline is really important. This is the only timeline where nothing bad happens, where our characters manage to live, and Richtofen actually manages to live in the form of Eddie. And that is probably the most reasonable thing that I've come across. If you have any other theories on this cutscene and how it relates to Black Ops 3 Zombies, or the end, or maybe even just the progression of this story, definitely drop it down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear it, or at me on Twitter at LittleMarMan. I take all theories from fans on board, and I even have a lot of discussions as well over on Twitter, whether it's in private message or in my mentions. So definitely tweet me at LittleMarMan or hit me up on Twitter as well. This cutscene is what we are working towards. I'm probably going to make another video on this theory because it's definitely one that is the most realistic. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below once again, and of course follow me on Twitter at LittleMarMan if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are new and you enjoy this type of content, and of course that is pretty much it. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all learned something. Smash that like button once again if you did. Subscribe if you haven't already, and that is pretty much it. I hope you all enjoyed once again. Peace out. Thanks for watching.